Hi, I'm Erin Pepin, and my resource is on music and musical therapy in the special education classroom. Music therapy uses the effects of music to achieve non-musical treatment goals. Under the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, music therapy is recognized as a related service in special education. Since the 1970s, music therapy has become a useful clinical medium to assess and aid in treating speech deficits, various cognitive impairments, and physical rehabilitation. Music therapy also has the potential to address skills within the following clinical domain areas: cognitive, behavioral, physical, emotional, social, communication, and sensory motor. A large study of over 3,000 2 and 3-year-old children found that informal music making at home, think like making up silly songs or exploring instrument sounds, has been linked to a wide range of positive developmental outcomes for children, including enhanced communication, language and literacy skills, numeracy skills, school readiness, social and emotional skills, including self-regulation and fewer behavior problems. Music and rhythm can be used to enhance motor behavior and responses. Rhythm plays an important role by providing timing as a foundation for movement, while auditory stimuli activate the brain and triggers the different senses. Musical patterns and instruments are common within the sensory motor techniques as a way of addressing various motor movements. The rhythm helps emphasize key words, adds a predictable cadence, and naturally gets the body in sync with and tuned into the activity. Students can tap the syllables to their name on a drum to help with their articulation and pacing. Tapping a rhythm on a table, a knee, or a drum is also a great tool for students who speak too fast or are difficult to understand. Music therapy in special education and rhythmic strategies, followed by fading of musical cues, aids in the generalization and transfer to other learning environments within the school setting. Generalization is extremely important. It's great to see a student who can sing his or her phone number, math facts, or classroom rules through a song. But what happens when music time is over? It's our job as educators to facilitate the generalization of skills from the music to the non-music setting. Some ways that we can do this. For example, in my reference video, I spoke about a song that I had written that's called First Things First, Write Your Name. I wrote this little ditty to aid one of my students in remembering to write his name. So it goes, first things first, write your name. And so for about a week, we would sing that. And every time he would get out his pencil and remember to write his name. And then after that week, I would pull back the cue. So it became first things first, write your, and he had to say name, and he would do that. And then maybe a week later, we did first things first, and he would say, write your name. And that continued on to the point where now it's an automatic thing. As soon as he sits down, he hears the cue in his head, first things first, write your name, and he writes his name. After a song, you can also ask WH questions about the song content. We can use visual supports from the song during related non-music activities. So you might use pictures from a hand washing song as cues during actual hand washing at the sink. You can use lyrics from a song as cues throughout the week. And another example of that I spoke about in my resource video was I had a student who became very excited or very aggressive, and how I incorporated a song was I would have him stand in a very calm body, and I would sing, this is my calm body, and then he would repeat that in that posture. And we would practice that all day long, whether he was in a behavior or not in a behavior. And then it became that I would just sing, "This is my," and he would again finish, "Calm body," and continue to pull that back. And after a while, all I would have to do would be just go, "Hmm, hmm, 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 hmm," and he would immediately in the classroom hear that little hum and be like, "Whoop, calm body." You can also use a favorite song as a teaching tool for students who have limited interests or are difficult to engage. You might try creating a lesson plan around one of their favorite songs, and then you can print out the lyrics to the song and have the student follow along. They can read the lyrics, maybe identify unfamiliar words, circle keywords, discuss the song's meanings. But I can't stress enough how important it is to do repetition. Repetition is key for special education students when it comes to pretty much anything, but especially to music. Repetition in musical theater is about it's more than just enjoying the song. In fact, repetition is a central part of what makes music such a helpful tool for therapy. The structure of music, its established and repeated patterns, give the brain clear cues. The student can begin to anticipate when to move their arm, if they're going to strike a drum, or just the next beat. If the rhythmic pattern remains the same, the student's ability to expect and prepare for emotion or response is reinforced. Neurologically, this means that pathways are being built in the brain that become increasingly easy to travel with rehearsal, and repetition equals rehearsal. Repetition within a song, yes, but also across several weeks using the same song. I do hope that you'll try to add music into your classroom as well. There are so many resources and songs available online for us to share with our students. We just have to be creative. And isn't that what teaching is all about? Thanks for listening.